Hi guys, it's Jan here at Gym Tennis, and in this session I'm going to show you how to swing the racket on the forehand just like Novak Djokovic does in 3 simple steps. So, let's get into it. Step number 1. When you see Novak Djokovic in the preparation position, he's super balanced, super relaxed again, straight back kind of, but slightly leaning forward, especially when he plays the point. Not too much, but not too much upright. You want to be kind of balanced. What is important here, if we're talking about a swing, the racket is pointing slightly up, not too much like this, but you want to keep the momentum, the weight of the racket up here, yeah? The moment Novak starts, so this will be the checkpoint number 1, really getting the balanced position there and the racket in your hand. Super relaxed. He's keeping the left on the in here, on the neck, supporting the racket. The moment he starts turning, this is when the racket starts, the face of the racket, this face, yeah, starts going to this side, starts turning, but it's the whole body turns. So this is just the result again. It's not like that the arm goes alone, yeah? It's the whole body. So he starts turning. At this moment, the shoulders pointing the fence and the racket also the fence on the right side. The left arm is still here at this moment. He gets the position, he goes there, hop. You can see this. And also his elbow is slightly more up here, yeah? So, for example, Dominic Thiem is even more. It's like this, but we don't have to be always there, yeah? I'm something like this, but maybe something between just like Novak. So you can see Novak is really taking the racket up here, and the elbow is almost shoulder high, yeah? But what is important is that the racket at this moment is pointing that fence on the right side, yeah? As he's going into the finishing the backswing, now the left arm leaves the racket, yeah? He drops the racket down, and this moment the face of the racket points the floor down, yeah? And then what happens here, he's almost going into that wrist lock. And then at the end, just before he starts going into it, you can see this little bit of wrist there, yeah? So he points the racket even more behind him. Then he starts bringing the racket down, of course. He's finishing the backswing, racket goes down, and the bottom of the grip, this pointer, the logo of the racket, points the ball until very last moment. So he's coming from the bottom down, the left shoulder starts opening, hop, and still pointing, and very last moment, at this moment, the wrist is bent back, eh? That's the wrist like that, then he lets it go. And then when he lets it go from there, very last second, this punches the ball, yeah? Because he's using the whole weight of the racket has to be there, of course, and the weight of the head of the racket really goes into that ball, and then he's just closing up here, nicely. But again, I always say, the whole swing is just the result how he's using the whole body, yeah? It's a fantastic example how it can be done simply, but it's very important to realize when. So all this first part is done when the ball leaves the opponent racket. Then he's finishing this, he's holding it. You can also see his arm is almost fully extended here on the back. Yeah, so he's here, drops, but it's almost extended, then he goes. And then as the ball bounces and goes up, this is at the same time the racket approaches the ball. And when the ball reaches the top, that's when he releases it, and then everything goes into the ball. Yeah? I'm gonna shoot a couple of shots from the side now. So if you like this quick session about how we can swing the racket just like Novak Djokovic does, make sure you subscribe below and hit the notification button so you're gonna get notified about my next video. Also, please feel free to share with your friends, and I will look forward to see you in the next session for more. Have a great day, and let's transform your tennis game right now.